Da, 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 da. Hello. Hello, testing. I hope this thing is working because it's attached to me. Well, today was a little bit of fun because I went to my first ever Episcopal service, mass, whatever you call that. The only reason I really went was, apart from there being a plethora of churches to choose from, I found out last year, like going to Boston and checking out that area of the planet, that Grandma was Episcopal. Went downtown to the Boston Library up the road, massive cathedral right in the middle of Boston. She would go there when she was in high school. She'd go there going to college. That's the church she'd go to. And I went, you were an Episcopal, Grandma? But how come when Dad said he went to church, it was all Catholic? And Grandma said, oh yeah, it was Granddad. He was a Catholic, so I went to Catholic church. And I went, interesting. And further on from that, I found out that there's a branch of Ives's in Salem, Massachusetts, and they Episcopal. So I went, I wonder what happened. So again, chatting to Grandma, going on about this and that, and she goes, oh yeah, well, there's Episcopal line, but the men would marry these ladies who were not the same religion. They were Catholic, so when they had the kids, they went, well, I'm Catholic, you must turn to my version of it. So they go, okay. Men would change their religion to Catholic, and then all the kids would be Catholic, and that's how I ended up being Catholic. How funny is that? I think that term's cradle Catholic. So I thought, let me go check out the Episcopals, let me see what the difference is. Essentially none. I mean, they had more thys, thous, and meat, and something else. It was pretty much the same. If you've been to a Catholic Mass, you probably fit right in. The words are a little bit different. The structure of it's a little different. Like you get I think all the readings happened. And then I rocked up quite late. I should probably start with that. I left the house. I couldn't find my car keys. I was panicking. And of course, when you panic, you can't go on time. So I went, got the keys and went, I'm going to be late, but it's okay. It should be busy. No, it was the early service, which I love early services. Like the earlier, the better. If there's a 7 o'clock one, I would go to it, but this one was 8. No, all right. Went up the road, got in, snuck through because I was late. Sermon was going, and I was the youngest one there. Okay, there was a lady with her dog. The dog was 5 years old. I'm a bit older than that. Went in there, it was pretty easy to follow. One thing I did notice is that some of the Catholic churches, they've got the crucifix right over the altar, like suspended. This one had that. I said, oh, very nice, very nice. Little church there. Good sermon. I missed the readings, but I took the pamphlet to read what they were talking about. And it was very much similar. The Nicene Creed, few different words here and there, but essentially you're doing the same stuff. So I can see why converting would be easy from one to another, being this close in that. And what was it? The Episcopals, I really don't know what the branch away was because apparently they're Anglican, which, King Henry VIII, he made his own church way back when, made it the Anglican one, made it the UK one. So Episcopal is Anglican US style, US Anglican. I think that's the only reason they changed it up now. All right, fair enough. So when it came to get the bread, they had in the pamphlet, like, if you've been baptized, you can come up and get communion. I went, I have been baptized, so I'm gonna tick that box and I'm gonna go up and follow everyone else there. But I mean, while they were doing the readings, and I was observing what was going on because I'm going, all right, how does this work? And what I noticed is at the front, they had this little bench and little cushions, and I looked and went, this is old school. All right, we're gonna have to kneel to get communion. But do I have to go, nah, we didn't, thank God, because I've done that once and it was kind of awkward, like, good luck getting it in, Father. So I went, okay, I'm glad I'm in the back because I can see you go up, you kneel, but then what do you do when you kneel? And this is the only main difference is we went up there, you kneel, you have one person, not the priest, one person give you a little host and you go, okay, got it. And I was looking around, everyone else got it in their hand. Cool, I'll hold it in my hand, but they didn't say nothing. So you got it, not even a thank you, you go, okay, got it, in between my fingers here. And then the fella comes around with the wine. He takes the host, dunks it in the wine, gives it back to you to eat. And that's when you say amen. So here's the host, dunk it, give it back, amen. Ate it, which is wonderful. Oh yes, and this pastor, priest, reverend, I called him father, but everyone was saying pastor, and I think that's just a thing you say in the USA, because pastor I think is still hurting, not really anything different than that. But he come up, when he had the shaking, like, peace be with you, and I was just polite everyone. He come up, shook my hand, I was like, hello. I just met you. Your name is Pastor George. I'm Ches. Nice to meet you. And then this happened kind of again, like picking me out because I was clearly the newbie there, got the host and that. And he came up and gave me a little flower and said, welcome. And I was like, okay, but this is in between where I got the bread. I was waiting for the wine. So I had the bread, got the rose, and I went, oh boy. So I tucked it underneath my armpit and went, okay, here we go. Here we go. That was a main experience. Everything was there. You stood. There was no kneeling. So my knees were looked after. Yay. Then finished up service. Priest said hello to everyone, including me. I said, hello, thank you. So he's been in Florida for 50 years. Been a long time. So I think I'd call him a Floridian, even though he's got a different accent. He had a great booming voice. I mean, he sings very well too. We did a little singing after church. And this is the bit that we don't really have at Catholic. When you start it, and then you're done. You're done with Mass, you're gonna go home, do your own thing, go for breakfast. Well, this is one of the ones that had morning tea afterwards, so they don't call that. They say it's a coffee hour. And I said, well, I'll go stay for a coffee. So went there, had a cup of coffee, but this coffee hour was actually Bible study, essentially, which I thought was really nice. And he had prepared something for everyone to read. Here's the paperwork, you can read it. And I was like, oh, let's have a look. And he was connecting the news article off the coast of Chile, I think 8th of February, 2025. A day of recording, it's like the 23rd, 24th of Feb, of the story of Jonah. And then these fellas who got, yep, ew, that's not a plankton. That whale eating the kid. It was interesting. And it was Bible study where people could talk and chat and this and that. And so just being in that room, hearing the conversations you had, yeah, they know each other. They've got a tight little morning community that's there. I think the next service was at 10:30. So we promptly finished at 15:15. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to go now. So I left. I signed the visitors book, so I'll probably get emails from them, which is normal. They all want details. But hey, if there's something fun going on, I could probably check it out. But as an Episcopal service, it's not that different to what we got over in the Catholic one. You get a snack, you pray, word differences here and there. It's just a different delivery of things. And I chatted to my grandmother afterwards. I said, Grandma, guess where I went this morning? I went to the Episcopal Church. And she goes, oh, good for you, honey. And then, she's grandma, so it goes, whatever you do is lovely. And I go, of course. Of course it is. Whatever I do is lovely. She's very forgiving, but she goes, oh, I'm glad you're broad or open-minded to go check out other places. And I go, well, yeah, this is kind of cool. Like, I'd love to go check out an Orthodox church. But I think for that, I'd have to allocate some time because they seem to have two masses, one after the other. I don't know. And Episcopal, I didn't mean to stay that long. I think it was 8 o'clock it started. I got there a bit late. And then I got out of there at 10:15. Good 2 and a bit hours of listening, learning, and just observing what was going on. Nice little church. And it's nice to have some familiarity, I suppose. Going in, going, okay, I kind of know what to do. And what I do like about it is the quietness of it. Quietness. I think that's the biggest thing. With the other denominations or some of the other ones, very loud. I like the quiet. I like the peace. I like the... Yeah, that's it for my Episcopal Church session. Yeah, just no place to hang out and pray. That's it.